Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, we will be going against the new Kizuna class against Buggy and the three different types, of course, Int, Q and Strength. Buggy is actually a very good utility unit, so make sure to recruit him and max him out, and to help you do that in this video I will showcase 3 different teams for all 3 variations, meaning 9 teams in total, and one of them will also include the new limited rare recruit Alvida, since I did pull for her. If you want to check out my pulls and have something to watch while farming, I highly advise you to check the video, you will find it on the channel. But now let's talk about some important information about this Kizuna. Boss stage will gain extra mechanics and give you more debuffs after a specific level and HP threshold. The Int variation will bind your seed for 4 turns. The Q variation will treat all type slots as badly matching for 4 turns, and the Strength variation will despair your captains for 8 turns. The Ship bind can only be stopped with limit break abilities, so none of my teams can do that, but they can do a lot of damage to bypass that. But every other team can stop the debuffs that will happen after the specific HP threshold. If the teams in this video help you, do not forget to leave a like, I really appreciate it and it helps out a lot, and of course subscribe to the channel to help it reach 1000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get to my teams and strategy against Kizuna Buggy. First up, we have the Int variation and the team I will be using for optimal tickets. I have double LRR Alvida as friend captain and sub, then my captain is Roger, and I'm also using the new Hachan, the new Shanks, and V3 Law. All of the units are limit broken and have stat boosting supports, and my ship is Hope, but you can replace it with whatever you want to. Shanks is only there to allow Roger to get his super type ability, and you can replace him with whatever unit allows you to do that. For the second stage, activate Alvida to get rid of Sabo's defense up, and then activate Roger's super type special for matching slots. You can also use Shanks for a chain up, but it's really not necessary. After that, attack Sabo, he also has a barrier, but you can easily break it with 12 hits and then take care of him and move on to the boss stage against Buggy. The boss has 2 mobs behind him and Roger will easily take care of them with his special, so they do not bother us. Now Buggy will give you block slots, rewind your specials for 2 turns and gain 5 turns of resilience. Activate Hachan to get your specials back, then activate V3 Law to get matching slots, an ore boost and a chain lock, so he is very important here. Then use Alvida to get rid of the resilience and also gain a color affinity boost, and finally use Roger to get rid of the mobs and also get an attack up. Buggy actually interrupts attack up here, so if you do not have Roger, do not use an attacking special because Buggy will clear your buffs. The next team versus Int is a Luffy and Law team with friend captain Roger, and I'm also using V1 6-star Shanks. Your eyes are not deceiving you, and you can also use the 6+ version if you want to. I'm using 6+ Garb, the new Hachan again, and treasure map Reiju. Support level 5 Rage Zoro is on Luffy and Law, and everyone else is using stat boosting supports. My ship is the Shark Superb for more damage on stage 2, but you can replace it if you want to. To beat Sabo, swap your Luffy to Law, then activate your Shanks special and also your Roger super type special. For the boss stage, of course, if your ship gets binded, the team will actually do less damage, but for now we do have the extra attack multiplier from our ship. So what you need to do with this team against Buggy is actually very simple. Hachan once again will give you your specials back, and Zoro will activate giving your slasher units a color affinity boost. After you pop Hachan, you activate Reiju while on Law, because Reiju will poison Buggy and you will also get a conditional attack boost. Then Garp will activate. Of course, HP cuts are not allowed in Kizuna, so Buggy will heal back, but Garp will give you a chain lock. Then activate Law to get an orb boost for all your units, and finally Roger once again to get rid of the mobs and also get an attack boost. This time we do not deal with resilience by removing it, but of course by applying poison. After his HP reaches 1, poison will do the rest. The final team against INT uses double V3 Boa Hancock. Then I have the new rare recruit Robin, Summer Pudding, the free-to-play Psy unit Brook, and version 2 Legend Sabo. With this team everyone has a stat boosting support, and once again I'm using Hope, but you can use Liberal Hind or anything else you want to. On stage number 2, this time activate Boa Special to get her super type ready, and then activate one of the super type abilities to get an attack up and matching slots for all your units except Sabo. Then also activate Robin to get rid of the defense up, and you are ready to attack Sabo and move on to the final boss. This time we won't actually get rid of the mobs without attacking, of course, because we do not have Roger, and at the same time Boa's super type ability will allow us to have an attack boost. So against Buggy this time you're gonna activate Boa's special because we miss Hatchan and we need our specials back. Then activate Sabo and he will actually give you a chain lock and an orb boost for all the units. Pudding will remove the majority of the resilience, and then Brook will remove whatever is remaining. And finally you're going to activate Boa's super type ability again to guarantee matching slots for everyone except Sabo once again, and of course an attack up. Hit Buggy with Boa last and beat the INT variation. Now moving on to the Q variation, we are back to my optimal tickets team with double LRR Alvida, the new Hatchan, V2 Snakeman, Sabo and Koala, and 6+ Garp. All of the units use a stat boosting support, and my SIP is Ho and of course replaceable. On the second stage, Jinbe will turn your slots exactly to what the slots are on the screen, perfect lock the captain orbs and then lock the rest of them. Make sure to swap your Sabo to Koala, and then activate Hatchan to get rid of the threshold. While attacking, make sure to attack with your captains first, hit the perfects, break the barrier and the lock slots, and then of course you're gonna easily take out Jinbe, especially with Koala's color affinity. For the boss this time we have no mobs, Buggy will have full immunity, and he will also special bind all the units for 5 turns. That's why you need to have Garp limit broken. He will also apply 4 turns of chain coefficient reduction, but Garp actually counters both of the debuffs here. After Garp, activate Sabo and Koala, they will get rid of the badly matching slots later, but for now we just get an attack up for everyone. Then activate V2 Snakeman to get matching slots and of course a high orb boost, and finally activate Alvida for a color affinity boost, and then you just attack and you are more than capable to take out Buggy. The next team I'm using for the Q variation is pretty similar but uses 6+ V2 Jinbe and no LRR Alvida. Along with Jinbe, the new Hatchan, Pirate Rumble Lucci, 6+ Garp and V2 Snakeman. Jinbe needs one Psy and Strength unit in the team in order for him to work in his max capabilities. Everyone has a stat boosting support, and I'm also using the Shark Superb as my SIP. This time it will help us forever since there is no SIP binding. Use Hatchan again on stage 2 to get rid of the threshold, and then use Jinbe, not only for an attack up and matching slots, but to also counter the debuff you will encounter later on in the levels. Of course, same strategy, hit the perfects with your captains to break the barrier, and after you beat Jinbe, move on to the boss. Very similar story on the boss. Activate Garp, he will completely counter the whole stage, give you a chain lock and of course remove the special bind. If limit broken, he will also remove it from himself. After Garp, make sure to activate Jinbe first, because the slots being like that will allow you to get a higher attack boost from him. And then activate Lucci for a color affinity boost, and finally V2 Snake Man for a high ore boost. Attack with your strength and psi units first, and of course end on Hatsan because he also is boosted and has a rainbow damage in this Kizuna. For the final team against the Q variation, we are moving away from the 6+ Garp strategy, and I'm using double Luffy and Zoro, the new Hatsan Raid Judge, Timeskip Rare Recruit Robin, and Valentine Shirahoshi. For the first stage, make sure to swap both Luffy to Zoro and then tap all your units so they can gain a Wano slots, and then Jinbe won't be able to change them on the second stage. Team still uses stat boosting supports on everyone and Shark Superb for higher damage. Of course Jinbe will still lock your slots, but that is absolutely fine. Activate Hatsan to get rid of the threshold, and then you can also activate one Zoro for a very easy Jinbe defeat. This time you do not need to hit 2 perfects with your captains, just preserve their orbs for the final stage, because once again they will be very helpful there. Buggy is back, and this time he will bind all your specials except Shirahoshi's, because she has complete immunity to it if limit broken. So activate her to release all the units from special bind, then activate Timeskip Robin for an attack boost for all your dex units, then Raid Judge for a 2x color affinity boost, and finally the remaining Zoro to give you an ore boost and also a chain lock for the team. After that, you are ready of course to take out Buggy. The last variation is the strength one, and this is my team with Alvida friend captain and sub, Soba Mask as my captain, the new Hatsan, LRR Ace, and of course the free-to-play Capone and Apu. Stat boosting supports on everyone except Soba Mask. I am using level 5 Valentine Nami support on him, and she is very essential for the run. On the second stage, Boa will have a 4-turn damage reduction shield and a Q orb barrier. To beat her, just activate Soba Mask's captain action and then hit perfect with everyone and attack with him last. If you are not gonna take her out in 1 turn, you are going to do it in 2 turns, and her turn 1 ability is nothing crazy. She will give you badly matching slots, but that is absolutely fine because you can still take her out with those. So just Soba Mask's captain action is enough for this stage. So Buggy this time will give you empty slots, paralyze your sailors for 4 turns, and later on despair your captains as well. Activate Hatsan first to remove the paralysis, then activate Ace's special so you can get a chain lock. He will also bind himself, but with max bind sockets that is no problem. Activate Capone and Apu to remove some despair and also get an ore boost, then activate LRR Alvida for a color affinity boost, and finally Soba Mask for an attack up, and to also trigger Valentine Nami because she will get rid of any bind or despair remaining on your team. The next team against the strength variation uses double Soba Mask, V3 Aokiji, Rare Recruit Bobbin, Tesoro, and Rare Recruit Pudding. Again, everyone has a stat boosting support except Soba Mask, who has level 5 Valentine Nami, and I'm also using the Shark Superb for more damage. This time things are way easier on stage 2 because you have 2 Soba Mask, so you can activate both the captain actions and defeat Boa in 1 turn. I also use Bobbin here to remove the damage reduction, and get some matching slots in case Soba Mask doesn't have a matching slot. Although I don't think bobbing is needed and can easily be replaced. If you miss V3 Aokiji for example, you can have both an orb and a color affinity booster by replacing bobbing. Against Buggy, what you want to do is activate Pudding. She is very important here because she will get rid of Despair and Paralysis. Then you want to activate Tesoro to get a chain lock of course for all your team. Aokiji comes next and he will of course give you both an orb boost and a color affinity boost. Finally, use both of the Soba Mask specials to get TND slots and of course a high attack boost, and to also activate Nami, and she will get rid of the remaining Despair later on. For the final team against the strength variation and also the video, I am using double Luffy and Law, the new Hachan, rare recruit Bonnie from Sugar's Bats, Tesoro and rare recruit Okiku. The middle row units here use a matching orb support for the final stage, Hachan uses Story Vivi and Bonnie uses Margaret. Now everyone else can use a stat boosting support and of course Shark Superb for damage purposes. And on the second stage this time I got Law, but he has the same exact mechanics with Boa. Swap both of your Luffys to Law and activate one of them. Hit perfect with all your units and make sure to end the chain with the Law unit that actually has the attack boost and can penetrate the damage reduction to of course easily beat your opponent. For the final stage, Buggy is here for the final time in this video, and what we are going to do this time is very simple because I believe this team is pretty straightforward. So after every slot is turned to empty and we get paralyzed, the supports will activate, giving the middle row matching slots. After that, activate Hachan so you can get rid of the paralysis on all your sailors. Then you are going to activate Tesoro to give matching slots to the remaining units and also get a chain lock. Okiku follows and she will actually help you not only get a color affinity boost but also remove Despair. You can also activate her again for her double special activation, I think it is needed for this specific team. Then Bonnie will give you an attack up and Luffy and Law will finish everything off with their orb boost. Then you are ready to attack and beat Buggy. And these are my teams and strategies against Kizuna Buggy. 3 teams for the 3 different variations. If you have any questions, please tell me in the comments down below. And also do not forget to leave a like if I helped, and of course subscribe to the channel for more One Piece Treasure Cruise content. Thank you so much for watching, best of luck farming, and I'll see you in the next one.